on. Romeo, take it away.
Well, thank you, Monla, for that wonderful update with regards to our fans who are celebrating their birthdays today. Happy birthday to everyone who is celebrating their birthday on this beautiful Wednesday, the 16th of October, 2019. Our next conversation is about the forthcoming Monitor Thought Leadership Forum that is slated for the 21st of October this very year. Now, Mr. Muhammad Dewji will be the speaker, rather the keynote speaker at this function. He's the chief executive officer of Tanzania's biggest homegrown company, Muhammad Enterprises Tanzania Limited Group, and he will be the keynote speaker at this year's Monitor Thought Leadership Forum slated for October 31st at the Kampala Serena Hotel. Now, the entrepreneur has transformed this homegrown business that was kickstarted by his father in the 1970s from $30 million to $1.5 billion. That's quite a lot of money. That's between 1999 up to 2015. Now, Mr. Muhammad Dewji is a politician, a former politician, philanthropist, entrepreneur. He was in the Tanzanian government between 2005 and 2015. A year before that, in 2014, he started a charity foundation, Mo Dewji Foundation, to help the needy people up right there in his country. And recently, he joined the Giving Pledge, that is a foundation started by Mr. Warren Buffett and Bill Gates. That foundation is called the Giving Pledge to give back to the community. Now, it requires the biggest billionaires right here in this world to give at least half of their wealth to philanthropy, activities that help the less fortunate right there. Now, he's the first Tanzanian to do this, by the way, to join this pledge, and I really think he's the best person to bring for this 21st October function. That is the Monitor Thought Leadership Forum that is slated next week. That will be Monday, I believe. And I also have Joshua Watwaluma. Joshua Watwaluma, he is the Nation Media Group Activations and Promotions Officer, to help us understand more about this forthcoming event in light of some of the complaints from the public. You've heard people say, government to Yambe, but we have Mr. Muhammad Dewji. He managed to do it single-handedly, promoting his company from $30 million up to $1.5 billion. Now, his company accounts for 3.5% of Tanzania's GDP. Think about that. 3.5% of a country's GDP comes from the Muhammad Enterprises Tanzania Limited. It also accounts for 1.5% of Tanzania's Tanzania's former private sector employment. Imagine that, just a private person doing just this much. So I have Joshua Watwaluma. He's the Activations and Promotions Officer at the Nation Media Group, and he's going to help us understand a lot more about Mr. Muhammad Dewji and what he'll be doing at this event slated for Monday next week. Welcome to NTV, my brother.
Thank you.
How's it going?
Good, all good.
So this event is forthcoming. What is the Thought Leaders Forum? What should the viewers expect? And who is the keynote speaker? He's Muhammad Dewji. I've explained a little bit, but I'm sure you have more. So let us in.
Well, you've just exhausted the whole game. I mean, you've said it all.
Yeah.
But the Monitor Thought Leaders Forum, we've been doing it for quite some time, about 7 years now. Mm-hmm. And we've brought in the guys that have actually impacted in society in one or the other. Mm-hmm. There are companies where they are working. If you've been following, we brought a guy called Ashishi Taka, is from the Mara Group, the CEO. Sometime back, we also had Vimal Shah, the Group CEO of Bidco. Bidco is quite a big company in this part of the region. Last year, we had Michael Joseph. Michael Joseph is currently the CEO of Safaricom after replacing Bob Colimo. But back then, he was the CEO of Kenya Airways.
So this year, the focus is Mr.
This year,
Muhammad. Why did you choose him particularly?
Well, Dewji, the objective of the Thought Leaders Forum is to create a discussion where we discuss trending ideas in social and economic environment that relate with the Ugandan community. And we don't go far. We normally try to look at guys within the region. Muhammad Dewji is from Tanzania. He's quite a young man. Our population here are 70% the youth, if my statistics are right. So I think he's the right person to relate with. Let us not bring a guy of 70 years to tell you he started with $1 and he has a fortune of now to 20 billion US dollars. So I think we need guys who have made it in this century, guys that relate with the current crop of people that we have, the current crop of CEOs that are coming up. So in that way, we believe there is knowledge sharing, ideas and experiences. There is also you boost relationships because we're having CEOs coming for this function. So Mohamed Duji he's been there. He's seen the father grow the business to 30 years, 30 billion, like $30 million. Then he took over from there. He grew it to 1.9 billion.
Yes.
Single-handedly, by the way, single-handedly. So he knows the nitty-gritty of operations of business in East Africa. He's also been a politician. Many of our people are running in politics. So I think he will advise either you stay the other side or you go the other side.
I'm sure he will say stay the other side after he pulled out in 2015.
So he is the perfect guy that we need right now for where Uganda is at this critical stage.
So when and where is this? Where is the event and where? What is going to be the cost of participation?
Well, this event is going to be here at Serena Hotel. It is going to be on the 21st of October. That is on Monday. So the tickets are available. To get a ticket, it is 350,000 shillings. So, but also
350,000. Isn't that too much for our unemployed youth, who should actually be ideally the most targeted people? On this.
Romeo, have you heard of the phrase knowledge is wealth?
Yeah, so they have to part at least with something.
Exactly. So there is much that you can get from this guy. I mean, you could sit back home and say, well, 350,000. I think I can go online and read about this guy. I see his videos. But trust me, there is what they call first-hand information. The moment you're there with him, it is a whole different thing. So I think that interaction, I mean, you have a chance to ask him questions that you can't ask him on YouTube. On YouTube, I mean, you'll ask him, you'll just see things that he has already talked about. But here you have your personal questions. I mean, he's East African. Yeah, despite some will say he's white or Indian, but this is a guy who grew up in is a town called Singida.
Singida, his hometown. That's the one he represented.
And he even represented it in parliament. So he's truly African. And by the way, he speaks perfect Swahili.
And he was listed by Forbes magazine this year as the 14th richest person in Africa.
14th richest.
And the youngest.
And more exciting, actually, he's the youngest dollar billionaire, not just billionaire.
Okay, Joshua, I'm afraid we have to go. But who are you working with on this project, and your final remarks to the viewer?
On this project, we are working with NSSF, we are working with WUMEME, UEGCL, and these are guys that have come to make sure that this partnership is happening. Kenya Airways is going to fly him into Uganda, so and back to Tanzania. So these are the guys that we've worked with to see that we bring him here to have this an exciting event. But also, just to conclude. The tickets are available. If you want a ticket, you can call me on my mobile. It is 0701 770983, or you can call my MTN 0775 19 70 50. And a table of 10, I mentioned about the ticket, but there is a table of 10. It comes at a discount. A table of 10 is 3 million shillings. So if you have your 10 people, you're a company, buy a table and you get it at a discount. But also NTV is also part of it. Yeah, we cannot go by without mentioning NTV. It's going to give us a live stream. Yes. Awesome,
Joshua. Thank you very much for having made the time to speak with us.
Thank you.
Well, Joshua is the Activations and Promotions Officer right there at the Nation Media Group, and he's telling you right now, just get ready for the Monitor Thought Leadership Forum that is slated for the 21st of October. Mr. Mohamed Duji is very experienced in this regard. He's worth $1.5 billion. So this is the right person whose thoughts you really, really want to listen to. And I'm afraid we've run out of time, and the show has come to a close right here. My name is Romeo Busiku. Mala in the other studio. Mala, do you have any final remarks before we go?
No.